Chiefs head south to Buffalo Wild Wings Lakeville this Friday. Join PA in charge as they get you all set for this Sunday's divisional game against the Chicago Bears. Enjoy great wings and your chance to win prizes all morning. Doors open at 8 a.m. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
The legendary Mark Rosen joins us now. Have you ever attended a Friday football feast?
I have not.
Yeah, I think you should. You should go this upcoming Friday. I think the people would love to see you.
People would love to have seen you for Sauce's diaper shower today over the at 10:30 this morning.
Let me ask you a question.
And this is your comedy partner, a guy you spend almost every Friday night with, who carries your comedy show. And, I was there, the Diaper Brigade, we all chipped in.
If you ask Sauce himself, matter of fact, Sauce, if you're listening, call in.
Yeah.
Let him say what he thought I should do. Should I go to his diaper party or play golf?
Well,
I guarantee you'd say, come and just go play golf. I don't need to see you at the diaper party.
You seemed a little hurt by it.
No.
I don't know.
Sauce and I are very tight.
Well,
we text and talk more than most people.
I just think it would be a nice gesture.
We've become fast friends over the years.
Oh, would you ever ride in the car with him to the comedy show?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't ride with anybody into a comedy show.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you would.
I like to drive alone. How did it go this morning?
Very well. He has enough diapers to last for, I think, most of the kids' diaper reign, as they say. Because I had not gone diaper shopping, since my kids were babies. So I got my wife gave me a lesson on what you get different sizes, obviously different weights, and so you don't want to just get infant one. They grow out of them in a week. Sure, yeah. So I went over to Target this morning and very expansive. I went, oh my, look, this is like too many selections. But I got like a 2 and a 3. So in other words, when the baby weighs 8 pounds or 10 pounds, that's an infant. But in Sauce's case, it might be 12 pounds, but 14 pounds and 18 pounds. You want to have diapers that...
I got the 4s.
Oh, that's smart, because I got the 2s and the 3s.
Because I've been through that before, too. Like, everyone gets 1s and 2s.
Right. Same thing with baby clothes.
They're out of it in like 3 months.
Yeah.
And you're stuck here with like 5 extra boxes of diapers.
Correct.
My sources tell me that Sauce was surprised and confused that nobody brought soap to the shower. Is that true?
That's funny.
Thank you. I just thought of that half second.
Good stuff.
So, Cove was there?
Yes, he was.
Chris Hockey was there?
Yes, he was.
Was Marnie Gellner there?
Yes, she was.
Was Tommy Olsen there?
No. No, just the main...
Was Mark Parrish there?
No, but the main characters from the Power Trip. And
but those guys are with him all
I'm not
time
with him at all anymore. But
you were, and I mean, so were those people. Why weren't they there?
I don't know. Maybe
they weren't invited.
Tenneby was there.
I didn't see the invite till like two days ago.
Tenneby, you were there?
I was there, yeah.
Was JG there?
No.
Oh.
Kudos to Emily.
Was Barrero there?
No.
No.
Was Nordo there?
It was during their show.
Yeah, they could stop by.
They were at TCO. It was a TCO Tuesday.
Yeah, you got to pay attention.
So couldn't they have changed their schedule to be here for it?
No, they have a show to do. You didn't have a show.
You didn't show up, but you're making fun of them for not showing up.
I had golf. Last day of the season. There's no more golf after this.
Well, you would have really been devastated if you didn't play golf on this wonderful, beautiful day today.
Game's played outdoors. It's a tough guy sport. I
understand that. I heard
you don't play golf.
I heard you describe your last round. I know. I heard you.
See the pictures I tweeted out? The one where there was just rivulets of water everywhere on the golf course. There were ponds. It was standing water. That's tough guy.
That tough guy test.
My feet were soaked, I must admit. I mean, I got waterproof shoes. Well, when you wear them every day for golf, the waterproofing
doesn't really work anymore.
So,
well, congrats.
Yeah,
you got it done.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did you get a diaper that would fit Sauce? Did you get?
I didn't see that part of the invite. It was not an adult diaper party.
Well, I'm glad they had fun.
But Kel looks great. And she's due end of December, early January.
January 3rd.
January 3rd, I think, is the actual date. But you never know. So, get a chance to chat with them. And it's good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see them all.
Yeah. That's about it.
We didn't do a diaper party for me when I had my two kids.
Well, I
wonder why that was.
Probably because Emily
wasn't working here at the time.
Did they do one for you, Tenneby?
No, of course not.
Emily was.
They've not done anything for the two of us.
Emily is taken over. She's operations manager now, so I think that's her title. She stays on.
Did you show up for the?
No. Doesn't matter what you're going to ask me.
Why weren't you at the? She put all that hard work together for the pickleball. You weren't there.
What pickleball?
Oh, pretend he doesn't know.
I didn't know.
Well, of course, you don't check your email. I guess
I check my emails.
Well, there was an email. There was an invitation sent to everybody. You know how many people showed up for that?
No.
Only, I think 2 air staff people showed up from the entire building. Well, it was noon to 3. Tenna B and I wanted to go.
Yeah, I would have loved to have played.
We wanted to go.
Noon to 3.
It was noon to 3.
Purposeful.
And nobody from the air staff of KFAN.
When was that?
Nobody. It was last Wednesday.
Yeah, a week or two ago. Yeah.
I guess I missed it.
And let's just say she was a little down about it because she puts a lot of effort into these events, planning them, and people for some reason don't want to go, including you. You weren't there for the pickleball.
I wasn't, but I did my part when I was part of the bowling team for a while. And what? What are you laughing about? That was a group effort. Other parties. I mean, look, I give Emily all the credit in the world. She's
great at her job.
A lot of businesses don't have that kind of person that cares as much. To bring all us delinquents together for one reason, for one purpose, and it's for Sauce and Kel. So that's cool.
I'm really disappointed in you for not.
I'm disappointed. What?
For not being at the.
You're going back to the pickleball thing.
Yeah,
forgetting what happened today. Your comedy partner, who you sweat, and make.
I just saw him Friday. I don't need to see him again.
It's about him and his wife. It's not.
I know all about it.
I know you.
I know all about it. He's not
we
the
all
first.
Know about it.
He's not the first talk show host to have a kid.
No, he's last, pretty much.
He's not the first. He won't be the last. And so it's not that big of a deal.
I think it's going to be more interesting.
How many kids you have?
2.
One born, the other was you adopted one, and then you and your late wife had one. Tenna B, how many kids you have?
I have 3 that I know of.
Yeah, I have 2. With my first wife, my second wife hasn't been born yet.
We're aware of that.
Ferrero's got a kid. JG's got 3. Nordo's got kids. PA's got. We've all got kids. Hockey's got kids.
Right.
Cove has. We all have kids. It's not that big of a deal.
And we didn't get diapers.
We didn't get diapers. And they all wear diapers.
Now, you know what? Now I'm starting to come to your side.
Yes.
Now I kind of get it. Now I'm irritated.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wasn't working here when my kids were born, so. Long time ago. My little boy's turning 39 at the end of December.
You've got to be kidding me.
Emily's the operations manager. Why would you have a surgeon working at a radio station? Okay, Larry Mandello guy.
Not his best stuff. But.
Here's one. I'll never listen to the morning show until Tenna gets his diapers.
A little late.
My wife's due to give birth to my first child in May. Would you be willing to come to a diaper party for my child just to get at Rosen? Probably not.
No, probably no.
I don't think I'm going to do that anytime soon.
He had, I don't know what he drives, but I saw the stack of diapers that they had in the back wall.
He used to drive a Tesla. I think he dumped that.
No, he doesn't have that anymore.
Yeah, he dumped that.
You need an SUV of some sort to take out, crates of diapers that he had.
He made the right decision, and I overruled him, and I'm regretting it. I said, how many T-shirts should we order? I said, I think we should get 200. He goes, 200? He goes, how about half that? I said, well, we got to get at least 150. Well, we've done like 5 shows. We got about 120. So they're not selling very fast.
What are the T-shirts say?
They're gorgeous. It says it's Barry the art guy did a picture of Sauce and I. I've got a scowl on my face, and Sauce has got that that goofy looking grin. And the T-shirt is called. It says "It's Over Tour Part 3. This time we mean it."
That's right. I did hear you say that.
This time we mean it. I tweeted it out. I thought the picture of the T-shirt.
I mean, not paying attention to it.
Anyway,
all right.
That's how that goes. Well, congratulations, and I'm glad you were all at the baby shower. Now, the diaper shower, whatever we call it. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Vikings win, was it 23-10, whatever the score was? It was a double-digit win. Your thoughts about the Vikings victory over the Tennessee Titans?
It was, early on, the first series, it was disturbing when they fumbled the handoff to Jones.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that. Can I say this?
Yes.
I guess they have to rule the turnover. They got to give it to one of the two players.
I know what you're going to say.
I know it wasn't the best pitch in the world, but then I thought I thought the running back is responsible. I mean, or was it tougher than I saw?
I don't know because in baseball,
what did you think?
I thought it should have gone to Jones.
I think you got to catch it.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think you have to catch that. I don't.
It wasn't like he threw it over his head.
Right.
He threw it in the dirt. It's like a wild pitch pass ball.
Yeah.
When the official score, has to dictate that. And I thought it was,
But anyway, it looked like, oh my.
Well,
gosh.
I mean, here we go again. He didn't throw an interception. They bobbled it, and it gave Tennessee great field position. But to the credit of the defense, which was a harbinger of things to come, other than the 98-yard play. They got down to the 8-yard line and they held them to a field goal. Pat Jones sacked Levis, and that was it. They had to settle for a field goal, and then the Vikings kind of turned the game around after that. I thought, I think, and I heard KOC a little bit this morning with PA. I mean, the drop in the end zone that would have put the Vikings ahead. Nailers.
That was a dime.
Yeah,
that was a dime. That was a great throw.
That turns into a rout. I mean, at that point, it's I don't know, it's like 30 to 10.
If Sam can play the rest of the season like he did on Sunday, not like he did the 2 previous Sundays, but like he did on Sunday, the team could make a run, a deep run. I'm not suggesting that we're going to have to plan out where we're going to sit in the parade route, but I do think they could. They could be a factor if he can, because the defense doesn't seem to show any signs of letting up.
No.
Now I know that now again
travels well, as they say.
Again, I guess you could say they gave up a lot of splash plays against the Titans, against a team that's not very good offensively. And Will Levis isn't your best quarterback. They gave up the 98
that
yard.
Was stunning.
They gave up like another 30, I think another 40. They gave up some big plays, which is a little disconcerting, but nonetheless, you won the game. But yeah, if the defense continues to play like they have been for most of the year, and if Darnold can play like that, that's just eliminating the mistakes.
I mean,
don't turn it over.
As they say, really good defense travels well. So it doesn't matter. We'll find out, this week in Chicago, where I expect them to have a very, very tough battle against the Bears, even though the Bears are, like a Hail Mary and a blocked field goal away from, that close away from having 2 more wins instead of the 2 losses. And I know they're a mess in the front office, and they changed, coordinators and all the grumbling going on internally. Not as bad as the New York Jets, but it's certainly still. But I think I look at the Vikings remaining schedule, and I'm trying to do the math in my head. I look at them as a 12-win team. I think they could be. My prediction, if you want to call it that, would be 12-5. Which would obviously give them,
Well, that
would be
that could win the division.
No, come on. The Lions might
Detroit's
lose one more game.
Detroit's got to play Buffalo.
Yeah, but 12-5 is your 4-3 the rest of the way. So
right.
That's not great.
No, I mean Chicago. I look at Chicago.
I think the Vikings
Arizona,
can still win
Atlanta.
the division. They're only a game back.
Well, 2 actually.
Well, yeah, but if they win the final game, then that makes that a mute point.
If they can make up that game, and that's where the Texan game really hurt them, because that would have evened things out.
I know San Francisco isn't the San Francisco that we've seen in the past. Tennessee is doubting him for the rest of the season. I'm talking about the Lions don't have Philadelphia schedule. I'm talking about where the Lions have San Francisco and Buffalo on their schedule.
No, they could stub their toe.
I think they could. They still got to play Green Bay. They got Chicago twice. Chicago's dangerous. All right, that's crazy.
Maybe.
But anyway, I think it's
long ways to go yet.
I think there's plenty of football to be played. I wouldn't give the Lions I wouldn't give them Kings of the North quite yet, as PA would like to say. We'll take a break. We'll come back. I got a couple of other things I want to bounce off your head here on the Common Man program on the Fan.
Hey, Mark Rosen's appearance on the program today is brought to you by your Greater Twin City Honda dealers.
Joe Bonamassa. Gene Autry.
Join Corey Cove on Thursday night at Broadway Pizza in Champlin from 8 to 10 for Coors Light Hockey Night. Watch Minnesota play Edmonton and play trivia for your chance to win a pair of sweet tickets to the hockey game on January 9th. Get the full details now at KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
Mannheim Steamroller. Who did
to rock around the Christmas tree.
Brenda Lee.
Wasn't that her name?
Brenda Lee.
Andy Williams.
Anyone introduced her
And
that
Perry
way?
Como.
Frank Sinatra.
Old Blue Eyes. He's back.
A couple 13, 14 people are weighing in on the controversial topic that we've been discussing. Sam
diaper?
Darnold. No, Sam Darnold, very polarizing figure.
Oh, of course.
All quarterbacks are,
Yeah.
right? Unless
All the time.
unless you're Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen.
Even
you're the
then, you're
the guys that never make mistakes or rarely do. Those
Right.
ones never. You're all for one and one for all there. But this one says. This is from Mike in Woodbury. People need to get off his butt. He's 8th in the NFL in the passer rating. People are so clueless. Well, he's also first in turnovers. So I mean, again, you could make an argument either way. I would rather have my quarterback. If your choice was to have your quarterback 8th in passer rating or turning the ball over more than any other quarterback in the year, I would rather he be rated like 16th in passer rating. It doesn't matter. You can be the highest rated quarterback. You could be having a perfect game at 158.3, and if you dump a pass out into the flat and it's a pick six the other way, you can lose the game. Sorry, man. The turnovers. What did the legendary Bud Grant say? What wins games? No, was it Bud? No. What did Bud say?
Well, Bud would always say special teams.
Big plays and turnovers.
Yeah, was that Bud who said that? Or was that
Bud or his kid?
I think it was. It was Mike who said it about his dad.
Yeah.
That's what decides games: big plays and turnovers.
Sure.
Not quarterback rating.
Used to say that
quarterback rating doesn't win football games. Sorry.
I think the bird's eye view of Sam Darnold, though, when you think about the signing of Darnold on the cheap, and getting a guy who had not done anything really in his career. And the thought process, he's going to just kind of hold court for a little bit till J.J. McCarthy's ready. I mean, a bird's eye view of a guy who's going to play, hopefully, the rest of the season. And
he will.
Yeah, I mean,
barring injury, he's been good.
I think he's been, he's
been very good.
He's exceeded expectations.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look around the league and some of these other quarterbacks, and maybe, KOC certainly deserves his share of the credit, but I think Sam Darnold deserves a lot of his credit. I mean, he's obviously playing for another contract, and he's playing. I think he's not thinking about it, day in, day out. He's trying to win football games. He's trying to put this team in the best possible position for the postseason. And in the meantime, his teammates have rallied around him, and you kind of get a little bit of each with Sam Darnold. But he's certainly, better than Nick Mullins.
Well, good. I'm glad you brought that up. Two things. First of all, I brought that up with Tennessee last week. I think it was last Friday where I said, going into this game, the biggest question for me is we know Darnold's got all the tools. He's got a howitzer hanging from his right arm.
He does.
He's athletic. The thing is coming off the two poor back-to-back games, a lot of questions about him. Even the coach saying he's got to do some things differently.
Right. But work.
When he went into going into last Sunday's game, is it too much for you know what I'm saying? Some guys all of a sudden, I'm not saying choke under the pressure, but is it psychologically? Is he going to be able to handle all the pressure? And he passed with flying colors. He did. He was. It wasn't because it's exactly what you said. He's playing for another contract. If he were to go, let's say he were to turn the ball. Let's say he plays poorly the rest of the season. Let's say he's one of they lose, they miss the playoffs, they get bumped, and it's because he doesn't play well. It's going to be hard for him to get a big contract somewhere else. He might get a backup deal. But if he continues to play the rest of the season like he is now, he'll be a starting quarterback somewhere and make a big chunk of change. So he knows that.
Sure.
And some guys fold under that pressure, and he did not. At least last week, he was really good last week.
Yeah, and I think we're getting where the technical aspects of it. I know again, KOC talked about this morning with PA about him. Quarterbacks unorthodox. He kind of rolls out. He's effective rolling out to his left, which kind of rolls away from some of the pressure that they're getting. And he can still put a lot of zip on that ball. And as we saw, I think we saw it with the Naylor play, unfortunately, maybe a little bit more, and it still hit him in the breadbasket. But, I mean, I like his swagger. I like his ability to break out of the pocket, to run for some first downs.
He could throw on the run. He did that a lot.
He has.
And a lot of that wasn't by design. It was because he was getting flushed out of the pocket on Sunday, and he was able to still... Being able to throw on the run is so underrated, I think.
My.
Or maybe people don't underrate it. I just know it's I think
the bigger...
I think it's a tool that every quarterback should
and
have.
I think Sam Darnold would be that much more effective if the Vikings can reignite their running game, which is really dormant right now. I mean, Aaron Jones is banged up a little bit, maybe more than a little bit. Cam Akers has come in, mostly done a good job with receiving the ball. Ty Chandler's kind of disappeared. But you've got to be able to run the football, especially on the road, and they just haven't been. And that takes a lot of pressure off your quarterback and your passing game.
They don't have a running game like Philadelphia has with Saquon, or like the Ravens have with Henry, or
the Lions have with their dual threats. And, that's a big difference.
What's their nickname again, Teneby?
They have a nickname now?
The running backs for the Lions?
I forget.
From that video game.
Sonic and
Fists. No.
What's the red guy's name?
Sonic and Boom. No.
I don't know.
It's some video game.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they were talking about it on the telecast I was watching. I was watching both the Lions and the Vikings at the same time. When I got the YouTube, I got the Knuckles.
Oh, okay.
Knuckles and Sonic. I got the Vikings game on the TV, and then on the computer, I got the Kiddies game. And they were talking about how, I don't know if it was Montgomery or Gibbs when they were talking about nicknames. Somebody came up with peanut butter and jelly, and he said, absolutely not. We don't want to be called peanut butter and jelly. There were two that were thrown out. They said, absolutely not. And then when they said Sonic and Knuckles, they said, yeah, we can go with that. So that's what they ran with.
That's a big part of what you want to be able to do. And the good teams, look at this. I mean, again, how do the Steelers do it every single year with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields? I mean, talking about the quarterback situation. Well, they're one of the top 4 teams in the NFL.
Football team. They're fun to watch, too.
That's a great football team. Again, every single year I talk about the Steelers and what a great organization they have. You compare the organizations that they have and then the dysfunction of what the Jets are going through. And really with the Bears, I mean, they fired their GM today. What a mess in New York. Yeah. They've acquired all this talent and put it around A-Raj. And it's going to be one of the most disappointing seasons any team has ever had, given what they've had. Why is that? Well, because they got an awful owner in Woody Johnson, and the Lions have been waiting for a long time for this, and they have all the pieces in place, and they've been building towards it for a long time.
Well, they shattered all sorts of records in that game against Jacksonville, franchise ones, and they threatened some National Football League ones.
Crazy.
The one record they did set is Gibbs, Montgomery, and St. Brown, I think, have all scored a touchdown. I don't know if it's the last, I don't remember the exact number, last 8 games or something, which is the first time that's been done in National Football League. With 3 guys and that many consecutive. I don't remember if it was 8 games. Anyway, they're establishing records that are going to be they're hard.
I'm anxious to see how they do against. I mean, they're a rejuvenated maybe Colts team with the Anthony Richardson back in the lineup this week.
They're going to have their hands full. I might surprise you and spread swing and take the Colts.
You will not.
No, trust me. I'm considering that. We'll take our final break of the Grum, and then don't forget the big ticket JG coming up at 3 o'clock here on the Fan.
Hey, don't miss out on the Power Trip Morning Show when they take over Treasure Island on February 6th and 7th. Be there for tons of games, laughs, and great prizes, including Vegas trips to watch the big game. Book your stay using the promo code KFAN for both the 6th and the 7th to save 15%. To get the full details and book your stay today, head over to KFAN.com, keyword calendar.
That Power Trip Morning Show is sort of a combination of Friends, Saturday Night Live, and
The Office.
And The Office. They're just more fun than a barrel of monkeys. I'm laughing just thinking.
I can't wait for that show.
It'd be so much fun.
Guys are
they're
funny.
just so wacky. Your Minnesota Timberwolves, I was done with them. I basically said, I don't think they're going to win another game. They lost back-to-back games to the Trailblazers. And to me, it's inexcusable to lose to a team, especially the second time.
Right, the second time.
They sneak up on you the first time.
It happens.
But then they come back, and they put a couple of decent games together. They win in overtime against, I forget. And then they win with a buzzer
Sacramento.
beater. Yeah, sack. And then,
the front.
Who did they beat? Phoenix with a buzzer beater. Where your favorite player. Well, you love Randall, and he knocks down a 3-pointer at the buzzer. He has 35. and they win 2 in a row, so they kind of bounce back.
Yeah, it was interesting hearing Ant's comments after the game, and I thought of you right away because it was like the old, oh man, these Sunday afternoon sleepy.
Yeah, is that what he said?
Yes.
I didn't see the.
Yeah, they were talking about how they were sleepy.
Well, you get tuckered.
Well, I mean, it's a 2:30 game. You're not. I don't think you're kicking it off at 9 a.m.
You're
not tipping it off at 9 a.m. Anyway, they fell behind by double digits, and it's the NBA. Welcome to the NBA. The Timberwolves have been in both those situations. Obviously, they've led by double digits many times. Yeah. That's the NBA. That's the league, and they came back, and it was exciting. You rarely see a walk-off 3-pointer like that with Julius Randle, who's getting better and better. Even Chenzo is hopefully going to find his 3-point shooting.
Chenzo.
Not
Chenzo, but Chenzo.
Chenzo. I know.
Chenzo.
Yeah, I still think
think of Zorbas.
I keep hearing different pronunciations.
Even Chenzo.
I think Johnny Krasinski calls him 3 Chenzo.
3 Chenzo?
Instead of D Chenzo.
Yeah. Well, I hope he hits
Probably
more
he must
of them.
not play D.
Speaking of Johnny Krasinski.
Yes.
It was on Sunday or Monday. I click on a story and it says, John Krasinski, People Magazine's most sexiest man alive. I had to do a double take and go, how did John Krasinski? And then I said, it's some actor named John Krasinski.
Yes.
Same
So
name.
from The Office.
Spelled different. I don't watch TV. Last TV show I ever watched was Rockford Files.
Well, he's been in some pretty good movies, too.
I don't go to movies.
Okay.
Sorry,
right,
I was just I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You thought it was Johnny
Sorry,
Athletic?
I blew up. Yeah, I thought it was Johnny Athletic.
That's pretty funny.
So I think it would apply for him, too.
Well,
he's definitely in the mix there.
It's an unusual name, last name, and to have 2 of them, and we have one of them right here in our midst. That's pretty cool.
So anyway, I was going to say Cleveland Cavaliers, I think, are 15-0. I think I saw a note that says they are the 4th team in NBA history to start 15-0. It's pretty remarkable. You'd think,
is.
You would think a matinee game they'd be a little tired, like the Wolves were, or they might think they're so good they come out thinking the other team is going to be intimidated them, like the Wolves said. The Wolves do have all these excuses for losing games. Cleveland just wins, and they're 15-0
till tonight.
Well, maybe.
No, it could be a maybe, but I don't see them winning tonight. I think Boston's going to say, okay, enough's enough. We're going to establish why we're the champs. They're playing in their home court.
I say Cleveland wins again tonight.
They're 5.5-point favorites, and I think Boston's going to want to make a proverbial statement.
Yeah, and so does Cleveland. Cleveland wants to say, we're going to show you for real. We're going to show you. You think you're the defending champs? You think we're lucky to be 15-0? We're going to bully you right off the parquet.
That would be cool if they did. I wouldn't mind it at all. I mean, Cleveland's I'm not going to bet.
What?
No. I'm not going to give you 5.5 points. Oh, come on.
Oh, come on. You just said, no. Boston's going to flex some muscle and show
you want to bet
we're the
even
defending
up?
champs.
We'll have to give you 5.5. How much is this for? $4 or something? Or what?
We have another bet, don't we?
We have the. I love that sound effect.
Add that one. We have a $5.75 bet. What was that for?
It's some who's going to win some division. I don't remember. Power Trip Bets, fortunately, keeps track of all this stuff. This is the NBA Cup. I forgot. It's for the Cup.
It's for the Cup. I say Cleveland wins tonight. That club's starting to catch on with me, by the way.
Well, it's catching on with a lot of people.
Like Tennessee can adopt Colorado, and Tennessee adopts. He loves Kansas City, loves Colorado, and the Lions. He likes all these wins.
Yeah,
I'm going to adopt Cleveland as my second favorite basketball team right now.
Yeah, all right. It's a good team to adopt. I mean, that's.
Your wild club continues. Now, they did lose to
St. Louis.
To Dallas.
To Dallas, excuse me.
And we were a bit shorthanded in that game, though. I'm going to hand them the excuse. I'm going to give it to them on a silver platter.
Right.
But you can't deny.
No.
You might not have to like the Wild, but you cannot. You have to respect them for what they've done this year.
Yeah.
And they got a nice record, and they play St. Louis tonight. Zooks is going to be out for a while. I don't know. He has some lower body injury that looked awfully ugly.
Lower body injury for sure.
More middle body.
Yeah, more middle.
Surgical procedure.
I think it's possible he could be elevating his scrotum right now, but I can't guarantee that. I don't know.
Ouch.
But they put the old band back together, and they got Boldy and Caps and Jewel Erickson Eck, and
I think
everybody's pretty excited. And so, the Wild off to a real nice start.
They are, and it's they're getting the goaltending, and the young defensemen that are obviously Brock Faber is so much fun to watch, and they're on a good streak. Even when they lost the game the other night, they pressed hard at the end of the game to try to get that equalizer, and being shorthanded in particular, didn't help matters. But it's a long season, and hopefully Zooks will be back in a few weeks and kind of resume where he left off. So I mean, man, I don't know how those guys. I don't know how you recover after that when you're standing in front of the net and take a shot from a teammate like that. I mean, we've seen a lot of guys get hit various body parts.
Give me a.
Oh, that was an error. Oh my God. Anyway. Yes. Good luck to him. I hope he's going to.
Minnesota Golden Gopher football team row the boat. Sky Umaga. The Gophers had their hands full this weekend. They'll be at the bank. It is a Penn State week.
Yes, it is.
Penn State. Where is Penn State now in the rank? I know they're top 10, but do we know where?
Higher than that.
Because I know they lost to Ohio State, so I think they dropped a notch or two.
5 or 6.
Yeah, I think they are. So they're top 10 ranked football team. There's a reason.
They're number 4 in the AP top 25.
Wow.
They're really good.
4 of the top 5 are in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana.
Yep.
Indiana plays Ohio State this week.
Well, that's
the big game of the year.
Yeah, and do they? Is that a day game or do they?
No, it's a noon game.
Yeah,
and the Gophers play at 2:30.
I think Ohio State. I saw just a headline. I didn't read the story because complaining about this kind of thing is to me silly. But they're annoyed in Columbus because all of their games have been noon games. Almost everyone.
Really?
I don't think they've played an evening game or a late afternoon game, and they're bitter about it.
They want the national.
And I also think they, because to get up and start drinking at 8 a.m., that's kind of that's not as.
Well, if any game more,
you like to ease into it, to your drinking like with a 2:30 game or a 7 p.m. game, right?
There certainly seems to be a warrant a Saturday night primetime game, Indiana and Ohio State. I don't know if they can flex games. I don't think they can, but.
Well, the Indiana coach, his name is Signetti. Is that his name?
Yeah, out of nowhere.
He's interesting. He came over from James Madison. I read a little piece on him. He came from James Madison, brought a bunch of kids with him. Right. He's got now it's already become this this quote that went viral. They asked him about, well, are you going to be able to attract recruits to come there? And he goes, how can you attract recruits? And he goes, well, because I win. Google me, right? But I've seen him in
really
post
cool
game.
customer.
I've seen him in post game interviews though, and the sideline interviews, and he's one of those guys where he doesn't seem like he has a real sense of he's just so focused on football that those guys kind of wear me out after a while.
Well, they wear you out. I don't know how to take it because I don't know him all that well. He just seems to have a very even keeled disposition. On the sidelines, win or lose. He finally cracked a smile, I think, after the big win they had. The other day.
I've not seen a smile from him yet.
Yeah, I saw one. But that's the big game. Obviously, the Gophers, they had success against Penn State a few years back. They're double-digit underdogs, as they should be, against Penn State. And you're going to have to play, I think, pretty much a flawless game.
Yeah, well, they will have to. Yeah.
No turnovers. They got to find a way of turning the ball over. The Gophers are coming off the bye week.
How about this cliche? Maybe a little ball control. Try to limit the possessions for Penn State.
That would be helpful. Penn State's never, they're always kind of the same type of team.
Yeah.
They're always just kind of a blue collar type of team that, this kind of wears you down after a while. And the Gophers finish up against Wisconsin. So it would be nice. And it would be epic if they could win a game like this at home.
Did you watch Scotty against Oregon? That was a hell of a game.
I did. I saw the end of that game. I was shocked.
I watched start to finish, and I thought...
Yeah, I did see that game.
And it was, I texted baby brother Peter, who, of course, goes to the Ohio State University, their only loss at the hands of Oregon. Baby brother Peter predicted, he said, when I was trying to tease him a little bit, cajole him about the loss, and he goes, we're going to play him 2 more times. I said, 2? He goes, well, yeah, in the Big Ten championship and then the national championship. So he's very confident, but... I texted Pete and I said, the Scotty Club is giving him, and he goes, I can't believe I'm actually rooting for Wisconsin. Same here. I mean, I was actually wanting Wisconsin to win that game. Again, it's wanting to, even though this hated Badgers, they're the underdog at 5-4 against really, that Oregon team is so good, man. They're just loaded.
Well, it shows you, again, when you're on top of the heap, I mean, it's everyone, it's your national championship game every time they play an opponent.
That's right.
And if you got a good team, Wisconsin's not a great team, but they're certainly good. They have the athletes that they bring in every single year, and they hung in there with them right till the bitter end. So it was a good performance by the Bucky in the game on Saturday against a powerhouse team that could very well end up winning the national title.
What we'd like to call it is good moral victory. Is what I like to call it.
Yeah. So good. I mean, after last Saturday was kind of the Gophers were off and. I wasn't too intrigued by much of anything that was on. I mean, it was Tennessee and I don't know, George. I just didn't get into any college football I mean, it was the Wisconsin-Oregon game last week. That's the one I watched. I think.
Which one?
Wisconsin-Oregon, was that last week?
Yeah, that's what I watched,
the only game that I was really paying attention to. That was worth it.
Tennessee, let me guess, you're going to take Boston as your favorite basketball team, and you're going to take Kansas as your favorite college basketball team. That's what a couple of people are suggesting. You're going to take all the best teams. Just keep pulling the best teams and root for them.
I don't like those teams.
You don't? Oh.
No. I have to like the style of play.
Okay.
It just happens to be that Kansas City and Detroit are playing well. Like, Colorado's not the best team in college football, but that's my squad.
Because it's Coach Prime.
Coach Prime.
It's funny.
I'm a big Hunter and Shedeur Sanders guy.
Yeah, well, good reason.
They both could be top 5 picks next year in the draft.
And Prime says he's going to have a say in where one of his kids goes, and good luck with that.
Yeah, what does he mean by that?
I don't know. You can't get
Is that the old? Well, no.
What do you mean good luck with that? It's been done before.
Peyton Manning did it.
Yeah, Peyton and Elway
did it, you know.
I think it's just harder to do.
No, was it Eli? Did Peyton do it too, or was it just Eli?
Eli did it. Eli was drafted by the Chargers.
Yeah. Should have gone to the Chargers. That's a man. I can't.
Well, he won two
big games.
Yeah, with the Giants. I think he made the right choice.
Man, that's the other team. The other team that's a mess right now. Both New York teams.
Well, the Jets fired their GM today.
I know. I mentioned that, and then Daniel Jones has been relegated to third string. Where's he going to play next year? Here?
Everybody's got to have a fall guy. Everybody has to have a fall guy.
Back up to J.J. McCarthy.
Everybody has to have a fall guy.
Of course.
Blaming.
A-Rod's will be available.
What's his name again? The Giants quarterback.
Daniel Jones.
Everybody has to have a fall guy. Danny Jones is the fall guy in New York. I think the kid's got a lot of talent.
They messed up.
Someone just reminded me, and this is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, it says, has not beaten a team that is currently bowl eligible.
Is that right?
They haven't beat anybody.
Yeah. Well, they got a chance this Saturday, so
they've been beaten up on the Oswalds.
Yeah.
They're winning them all, though.
They're winning them all.
Gophers aren't beating all the Oswalds.
Just like Coach Prime's club, they're playing a bunch of patsies, but they're winning them. That's all they do is beat patsies.
They have an
that's all they
opportunity
put
on
in front
Saturday.
of you.
Yeah, they're still in the playoffs right now, so
yeah,
they'll have an opportunity. They look like a really good football team.
Is
I know.
I
think it's at the Horseshoe.
Who?
Isn't it? I think it is.
Yeah, but who did Indiana just beat? Because I watched part of that game, if not all. I'm watching so much. I've watched more college football in the last 2 years.
Who are you?
Well, it's my boys are.
I know. I know. Ohio State, Nebraska.
I've watched more college football in the last 2 years.
It's at Ohio State.
Than I've watched. Right. Who did Indiana play last week? Because
I think I saw part of it.
Yeah, I think I watched.
Remember.
I think I watched the whole thing. I'm watching. I just stare at the
TV
and watch college football. Who did you see?
Well, they were off this last week. They beat Michigan the week before.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw them. Did they clobber Michigan? I thought I saw them.
They won by 5.
Yeah,
20-15.
Yeah, it was a really close game.
It was.
And Michigan, they're not the Michigan of last year, or they're not vintage Michigan. But that's why I'm not quite so sure about Indiana. But yeah, this is the true test.
Well, it will be
because Ohio State's really good.
Yeah,
they've been clobbering every other team though.
Yeah. And Ohio State has had.
God loves see Indiana win.
Ohio State's, I don't know if it's because they're not as good as we think, or if it's just there's a lot of parity in college football, or if they're bored. But, Nebraska gave Ohio State everything they wanted. So Ohio State hasn't blown everybody out by any stretch.
Yeah, I think
Indiana beat Nebraska 56-7.
Yeah, I think Indiana.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Great chance.
Yeah, that's right. Game. So Indiana destroyed Nebraska. Ohio State, Nebraska almost beat Ohio State. So you know what it is on any given Saturday.
Ohio State is favored by 13.5 points.
That sounds right to me.
Wow. Oh, man, I'd take Indiana in that game. 13.5? I'll take the yes. You want that? You want some action on that?
$6.
Oh,
that's the action I want.
All right. I'll love to take the Hoosiers.
You take the Hoosiers.
You're getting with them with the point spread?
Well, of course. I'm taking them straight up.
I'm not going to ask you who's your daddy. I'm going to say who's your banker because I need the $6. You have to be paying up on Monday, me boy.
Well,
Ohio State.
Did you guys not make the other bet?
No.
What was the other bet you were talking about?
No, today he didn't want to do the Indiana bet because
that's right.
He didn't want to give the 5.5 points for the Cavaliers.
I probably would.
Okay.
Sure. I'll give you the $5.5.
$3.
Take Boston. 3.
Well, now we're getting close to $15 on our 3
Get
bets.
over your limit.
Power chip bets, closed circuit, $3.
Don't put it out there.
$3.
It's the most action you've ever had.
I know.
Embarrassing.
$3. I've got Indiana. You got Boston.
No, you're talking about Cleveland.
Or Cleveland. Cleveland. I'm sorry, Cleveland.
Yeah. I got Boston.
What am I betting on?
Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Boston Celtics.
And am I giving?
No, you're getting 5.5.
I'm getting 5.5.
Right.
Ooh, plus 5.5. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember our other bet. We have another bet from last week. And then we just bet on Indiana, Ohio State.
13.5.
And I had to give you 13.5 points.
Right.
And what did we bet on
and
that?
you got
one?
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Ohio State.
How much should we bet on that?
I think 6.
So it's 6-3 and like 575. These are big bets.
These are for you. This is
big
out of
money.
your element.
Yeah.
You're out of your element. Penn State is favored by 12.5. So Penn State isn't favored by as much as Ohio State is over Indiana. That's kind of crazy.
That's go for respect.
That is go for respect. Yeah.
I think that's they set these lines.
It's 11 a.m. kickoff at Indiana, Ohio State.
Now, let me ask you a question. I still, to this day, have never gotten a straight answer. The 13.5 points.
Right.
Does do the betting places set the number and then it changes depending upon the money,
Yes.
right? Is that
How much money comes in, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So if they're 13.5, I don't know, did it start there? And is it because everybody's betting Ohio State?
No, I don't know. I didn't look at the number at the beginning of the week, but I assume it hasn't
But
moved that
13.5, do you think that would be because people are betting Ohio State, or do they just think they don't believe in Indiana, the betting places, the sports books?
Well, Ohio State's got the name. I'd be surprised if Indiana's not getting a fair share of that action because of how impressive they've looked.
Well, did you see? I was going to talk about this today. I was going to try to sit on it for tomorrow, but there's no sense in not bringing it up because we're talking betting. Did you see how much money was bet on Tyson versus Jake Paul?
Don't even.
I think it was the most gambled martial arts / boxing in the history of the game. And you know what? You know where most of the money was going? On Mike Tyson. That's what it said.
People are
the gambling,
suckers born every minute.
The sports book made a killing because they were thinking Mike Tyson's going to knock out Jake Paul.
What year do you think this was?
Well, I had said I would give Tyson a puncher's chance, and I wanted him to win, but I wouldn't have bet money on him. And you're 58 years old, and the Paul kid, he's got some rudimentary boxing skills, and he's young and he's strong. My guess is you could hit him upside the head with a 2x4. And he wouldn't flinch.
The quote
he seems to be kind of a big dopey kind of guy, right?
The quote after, I think it was afterwards, said he could have beaten Tyson in his prime. He would have been knocked out in 30 seconds in his prime.
Here's the deal. That goes to show you he has taken too many punches in his short career if he actually thinks he could beat Tyson in his prime.
The once great sport of boxing. What a disgrace.
But I don't. That's the Texas Boxing Commission should never have sanctioned. That was a money
I understand
grab.
that.
It's.
I tried watching 2 minutes of it, and my signal was like everybody else's Netflix. I went forget it. I turned it back to the Wolves.
You know who the ring announcer was? Michael Buffering.
That's pretty funny.
Well, yeah, but it's been said by about 4,000 people. That's okay too. Always good to see you. You're back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
At 2 o'clock. Tina B, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit. Have a great day. We're back tomorrow at 12 noon. Big Ticket JGR next.
Well done, young man.
Good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
I'm a fraud.
Yes.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.